Yeah, and that's something that, when you kind of script practice, say you're working with Group A and somebody else is working with Group B, you want to see the other guy do the same thing. So, you just try to coordinate that stuff. And those guys, those guys are awesome. They're awesome to work with and for, and they compete and help each other and coach each other. And so it's I think, knock on wood, that'll be a good situation.
So who are they throwing to? When Josh Huff is on the field, who are the other receivers on the field with?
That's completely a rotation. Basically all of our skill guys rotate a lot more than the O-line and the quarterback per group. There might be a 2-play rotation or a 3-play rotation based on just kind of how it falls. If, you run 2 deep routes in a row, I'm tapping you out and taking those next 2. However, Frosty does a great job of just, hey, such and such he's running 200 yards in 4 plays. Let's split that up a little bit.
Is there a guard that gets Carson's reps for the spring?
Total rotation. Again, that's another position. We've got a lot of guys that are kind of potential multi-position guys. Whether it's Usher, Johnstone, Jake, all those guys. There's a lot of young guys that you just don't. We don't know what we don't know at this point in spring, and so that's what we're just trying to throw everything at everybody and see how it shakes out.
You said the top group usually was pretty steady with the ones. So who's the top group on the line? At least to start with.
I meant the rotation. So if I'm an O-lineman, I'm going to go for roughly 4 plays and rotate. But it's a total exactly. So those guys, which that will change constantly. Don't try to get that matrix going. It's going to be between practices, weeks, days, that'll change.
Coach, what is the difference between Bryan Bennett and Marcus Mariota, other than Bryan's experience, which is skill? But if you could extrapolate from
Bryan Bennett and Marcus
from those 2 players.
I don't know. They're probably a lot more similar, I think, than they are different as players. As people, Bryan's a little bit more kind of immediately outgoing. Marcus is a very funny, very engaging, very smart, charismatic guy, but he's more of a naturally quiet guy. I guess that would be some of the ways they're different, but they're very similar. They're very similar players and pretty similar guys. They're both really good guys. They work hard. They're tough. They're smart.
What about skill set wise? Obviously people have seen Bennett play, but what about Marcus? I don't think anybody's seen him throw balls in his last fall camp.
That's what I guess I was just saying. They're very similar. I think Marcus he's a little bit taller, right? I'm trying to. Got the little bouffant hairdo. He might have a little bit more height on the feather, but no, they're very similar players. They can really throw it, and they have the ability to make defenses pay with their feet as well. And they're both inexperienced, and so that's not going to change. We're talking about that. There's no summer league baseball, type scenario where they're going to go off and get a lot of game experience. That's not going to happen, and that's okay. They'll compete and see what shakes out.